Yo, what's up, Roddy Piper? Check this out. This is Truck Boy, and this is from Mukudo, and this is obviously some type of third-party SD Chibi Optimus Prime, and actually Mukudo is a subdivision of Magic Square, and you can see back here, yeah, all that Chibi goodness, bot mode, and what is it, alt mode, and there are a couple of other characters in this line. You can see right over here, Ninja Girl. That is just so precious. And then we have a Peach Girl over here, and hold up for a second. Yo, these smell nice. I don't know if that's the intent, but yo, these smell like the scratch and sniff stickers from back in the day. But anyway, a little bit of inside information. The term Magic Square in Chinese actually means Rubik's Cube. And so this guy, oddly enough, when you transform him, he feels like a Rubik's Cube. Seriously, he does. And relying on the instructions for the first time around is cool, but subsequently I just found it easier to just kind of like handle him and just kind of figure it out. And I don't know, it's kind of cool. At the same time, it kind of isn't. He comes with a nice little card, but I will say one thing. You see those little metal bars? Those are for the side bits, his little cheek parts, and both of them just slid out while I was transforming them. And so, yeah, I mean, it transforms fine without it, but anyway, let me move some of these boxes out of the way so I don't have to keep doing a manual focus, and then we'll just talk about them a little bit more, okay? All right, dude, I was going to say, that RC box, dude, that really smells like peaches. It's just like a scratch and sniff sticker. It's so bizarre. But just want to kind of like go over his articulation. There's a lot of moving bits. I mean, and because of the way he transforms, it does allow him to get into these very, very expressive poses. Yeah, there's so many hinges and panels. It's clearly a Magic Square design, you know, very, very pennery, but not horrible. And there's supposed to be an alternate configuration. I know on the box they only showed this dude, and I don't know what's up with the focus. There's nothing else over here. There's the bot mode, there's the alt mode. There's supposed to be some type of Ultra Magnus head on top of a truck mode, but there aren't any instructions for that, and so I haven't been able to figure it out. You can see that he has knee bend over here, and he has, yeah, but dude, the sculpt really gets destroyed, you know? I mean, he can do it, like that's better. For a little kick, I'd rather do that than do that. In some angles, it's okay, but man, just looking at that, it's completely destroyed. And very similar to other Magic Square joints, he can't kick backward. But yeah, and his toes, he has little ankle rockers over here. But there are a lot of extra hinges for that SD Super Deformed Magnus head mode. And so yeah, I don't know why they didn't include it in the instructions, but I definitely know that it's a part of this thing. Similar to the Steelhead Commander, there's a bunch of stuff that happens with this. The Steelhead Commander, you know, this just kind of flipped around, but here this is the grill. I believe this is also the grill. I'm sorry, this is the windshield and this is the grill, and so it gets pretty involved. And this is a faux window over here. Yeah. The fingers are not opposable and stuff, but I mean, at this scale, what do you really expect, right? You get a waist rotation, you get a head rotation, and so all the basic stuff you get, but I don't know, he's a funny little guy, and most likely during the channel anniversary, which is the end of January, beginning of February, I'll probably give this guy away, and he'll go to a lucky home, huh? But, should we transform him? Yeah, should we transform him? Yeah, so I'll start removing the blaster. Even the blaster actually kind of transforms, but I don't know. To me, it doesn't do anything quite meaningful. I think this is actually meant to do more for the Magnus mode that I keep mentioning. Sorry, I just swallowed a burp right now. But we'll just kind of get through it, okay? So the main thing is the arms. The arms house a lot. The feet don't do too much other than a couple of like locking mechanisms. Like the back of this will actually lock into the bottom of the feet, but the arms do a ton. And so, yeah, as you kind of get a feel for it is like, you'll see me just like unfolding everything, right? This locks this in place. And then so you can rock that down. You'll have to move this in and out a couple of times during transformation, and thankfully there are a lot of, like, you see that lock and tab mechanism right there? There's a lot of that, and you can see it over here too, right? And so that does kind of tell you, like, yes, you're on the right track, you're going in the right direction and stuff. And so that's cool. And this flips out, and this flips out, and I think it goes like that. You see what I mean? It's like, it's just by feel. I've just gotten used to it. And then you just have to tell yourself, oh, I'm trying to create this panel over here. And this fist, I believe it has to spin around once. Perhaps the other way. Yeah, that'll just kind of fold up like that. And, okay, you know what? This thing that I was mentioning, we're not going to have to manipulate it again. It's only when you're folding it back. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And, yeah, there's a lot of cool things about him. But I will say the direct competition and the one that I'm comparing him against is Steelhead Commander, because I like that guy heaps. And by the way, this is going to also fold down later, as you can see, right? There's a lot of hints and guide rails that tell you, like, okay, this is what you're supposed to do, this is what you're not supposed to do. And this over here also has kind of like an up and down little pin thing over here that you're going to need later on when you transform him. But so let's keep folding out the arms. Y'all, I'm still tripping on the RC box smelling like peaches. That has to be deliberate, right? Because I don't think somebody at TF Safari is going to spray that with some perfume or something, you know. I don't think so, at least. So again, we open this up. Oh, hold on for a second. Okay, I was gonna say this little bit over here has a tendency to pop off, and or right over here. I believe that's supposed to be like that. Yeah. Then we're unfolding this. Yeah, that's popped off multiple times, but I mean, nothing a little glue can't fix. But again, I'm not trying to apply any glue or anything like that, especially if I'm going to give this away. You, my dear friend, the reader or the viewer, you can apply the glue as necessary. And as you're tabbing this stuff in, it's a very secure connection. It's very, very secure. And one more time, we're going to have to flip the fists. There we go. And there we go. And later on, this whole bit is going to like rotate. It's quite creative, you know, don't get me wrong. It's just a lot of panels that you have to manage. And the first time I did this, I was close to saying like, this is one of the worst transformations like ever, but no, I think that belongs to the Trojan Horse Waspinator. That one's atrocious. Okay. Now we're going to loosen this up, but these cheeks, these have to come out first. And I don't have a real good way of doing that. Maybe I can get it from the bottom. Yeah, you see how it just fell off? It's supposed to hinge out like this, but no biggie, no Tupac. Rest in peace, gentlemen. Okay, yeah, you can dig it out like that. Yeah, I don't know what's up with this connection over here, why both of those pins just like fell out, but they did. And so we're gonna, oopsie. I think I was supposed to pull this out first, yeah. Then after you do that, you're gonna pull this out, and you're gonna open this up. You see what I mean? There's tons of like panel manipulation, and then you're gonna fold that back. I don't know if this folds back up, but we'll figure that out later. Yeah. Same thing for this side. We'll bring this piece down. We'll bring this bit out. Fold this bit up. And then fold that in like that, okay? And for the time being, we'll just kind of leave that bit as is. This is going to go underneath the truck. That's going to go to the back, and I'm just trying to remind myself where everything is, and that's where the hitch is going to be. It's actually hidden inside there, but watch this. This bit over here, all of this you're going to see unfold. And you're going to see that, you know, you obviously can see that that's going to connect over here, and this is going to come out, and like, it's pretty nuts, I got to admit, you know, for somebody to think, like, hey, you know what, I'm going to take that Optimus Prime head and, oh, it just fell off. Okay, the ears fell off right now. I'm just going to remove these right now. You don't really need them in here, and I don't want it to bother me, aggravate me while I do this. And so, but for somebody to think, like, hey, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn the head into the grill and the front of the truck. That's some pretty wild imagination. And so maybe I'll fold these up later. But anyway, yeah, these are all going to come into place, and this is going to do the thing. This bit over here, this chest, you kind of like pull it down from its that tabbing mechanism right there, and then this whole bottom section is going to spin around. And then after you've spun it around, you can bring it back, and you'll tab that into place. And so now we have some sense of orientation. So this is going to be like this, right? And then this is going to spin around because, yeah, just know that that's going to spin around. These will also fold out, and they will tab in as part of the locking mechanism. And this will go over here. I originally thought that, you see those grooves over there? And then there's actually a couple of slots. I thought it was meant to connect like that, but I haven't been able to figure it out. So whatever, I'm just going to keep transforming it the way I do. And then this bit, you got to thread that through that space over there. Otherwise, you're going to have some collision problems. Okay. Believe it or not, it's like we're close to done. We just need to clean some things up. And so now we can bring this side up. Same thing for over here. You can bring that up and make sure that the lights are all aligned like that. And then you can open this all the way up and you can tab that in place. And it's a pretty secure connection. And this over here too, you bring that up and it's very secure. The tab and the slots are just perfectly spaced and perfectly engineered in that they provide the right amount of fit. And yeah, the tolerances are done well. And so maybe I should have swung the arms down a little bit earlier because I'm having a little bit of difficulty. Okay. Yeah, I kind of broke up the sculpt. And there's a lot of like clickety clanking. I know. We'll deal with that later. I don't know why this, okay, there we go. You have to make sure that this is done right, or otherwise you're not going to be, like when I mean done right, you have to slide that in. Otherwise it won't tab into the side of the truck. And the hands are just going to fold up on the bottom over here. Now, an area that's slightly, ever so slightly tricky is, see this bit, right? So we're going to fold this back. There is actually a tab and a slot mechanism that you will align. And it's very, very magic square, akin to magic square. But this over here, you're gonna fold this tire. Yeah, you're gonna fold that out for the sake of the locking mechanism. Now that will slip. You know what? Maybe I shouldn't have closed that earlier. But it will slip underneath that bit, and then you will close that piece around it, and then you can. Oops. You can begin closing this stuff up like that. Cool, right? Kind of. Kind of. Some folks love this stuff, you know, and I'm okay with it. Sometimes it's just too much, but this I can kind of tolerate. And then this goes over here. That will tab in like that. And then we do the same thing for this part. We just bend the tire down and make sure this is all fully tabbed in. Get this to sit behind there. Then we'll fold that in, get everything to lock in on itself. And as everything kind of comes apart, and as my brain starts tripping and I start getting a panic attack, these will just fold up back there. I mean, it's kind of crazy. There's certainly a method to the madness, but you just see that I'm like moving from one part to another and this and this and that, because honestly, I found that it's just better that way. Rather than focusing just on one part, it's like you loosen up one area, go to another area, and I don't know, I found that works best for me at least. Your mileage may vary. You may transform it very differently, and kudos, my friend, if you do. That's totally up to you. Okay, this part, you need to fold up, but you have to get it past that little nub over there, okay? I'm not sure if there's a way to, I don't know, get it without colliding in there, but whatever, dude. Fold these up, and then unfold the tires from the foot. We're going to pull this bit out on the slider. And then when we close this up, see this? This is going to latch in, tab into that red bit right there. And then that will tab in right there. Me grunting like, oh, but take a dump. Oh. And then that will tab in. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of fun. Like I said, it's fun like a Rubik's Cube. You know what I mean? And that's not a video game type of fun. It's not like playing Street Fighter fun or whatever, but it's fun in a puzzle challenging way type thing, brain tingling stuff. Yeah. And then we just get this, and that will lift up, and it will tab in, and then you can press it in because, like I said, that's on a slider. And then we get that piece, the little trailer hitch over there, and then the trailer hitch, you can just take this, and you can have that plug in right there. That's not bad. Woo! There we go. Ric Flair in the house. Tires roll. I mean, the main thing is you just need to make sure that everything is tabbed in properly. Otherwise, the sculpt is going to like devour itself. It's going to start pressing and causing tension in certain areas where it shouldn't. And so getting it all lined up is probably key. But once it's there, it's not bad to look at. And it does roll, but this surface is super whacked. It's all bumpy and stuff. But I promise it does roll. Cool little front, cool little grill, and I really kind of like how it came together. It's very, very unique and creative. This part's a little, it's a little bit, yeah. The legs are very easy, and remembering to, like bring these things through, thread this through and stuff like that, that is something you definitely have to remember. And otherwise, again, it's just not going to work the way it's supposed to work. And I swear, I feel like this is supposed to close in on those tabs, but there's no way to do it, and that's fine. So that just sits under there. Optimus faces here, and these would have, they would have sat there fine. But yeah, it's not a bad looking truck, especially in Chibi mode and stuff. And so if you're into this Chibi line and you like what you see, please support me and my sponsor, tfsafari.com, and utilize those codes that you see at the top right of the screen. And if you don't have any change right now, well, wait around to the end of January, early February. I'm going to include them as part of the giveaway. And a couple of other things too. Stick around, friends. I appreciate y'all being here. I will talk to you soon. Vroom, vroom, vroom.